friends, associates, colleagues, people of the Lord, we are in for a treat on tonight. I had to put on my churchy voice because I just felt that like deep down in my shondo. Y'all, we have a very, very, very special individual on the pod on tonight. She is an author. She is a preacher. She is an influencer. She is literally just that girl. A voice for the nations is what I want to say. Y'all make some noise, put some hearts in the chat for the Brenda Palmer.
What an introduction.
You need me to go on the road with you and do that?
Yes. Wow.
I can rehearse.
Wow. I can rehearse
now. Get all my inflections at the right points.
I'm weak.
Oh, my Lady Gaga. Brenda.
I'm weak.
You are here?
I am. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
I'm like beyond thrilled.
Oh,
Like really and truly, because duh, we're about to have some girl talk.
duh.
We're about to have some tea time in the sanctuary, literally. The PK Pod is a platform that highlights our PKs and our CKs, our church kids, because we all have platforms, but they may not be the pulpit. Hello, somebody.
Hello, somebody.
But your platform is the pulpit, huh?
You know, it's where the Lord placed me.
It's where the Lord has placed you.
I'm grateful.
And we are so grateful for you. Yes. I'm so excited. But I want to, before we get to the now, like we got to reverse.
Okay.
Let's go back to the beginning of time. Let's call it Baby Brenda
Okay.
era. I'm assuming, and I'm making a big assumption, that you were born under a pew like me, and your parents were either pastors, preachers, ministers, one of them or because you got the oil down on the inside. It's a distinct oil. And so correct me if I'm wrong. So tell us about you.
Okay. So I am a PK, right? But it's in a unique way. So I wasn't born under a pew. I actually was born in wedlock, outside of wedlock, as the saints would say. And my parents got saved. So my parents got married when I was 4. So they had both been married previously before meeting each other, and then out there tipping and dipping. Okay. My mama had her tubes tied, and I still came. So I was like not planned. They weren't trying to be together either. So I would say they're the first people I led to the Lord. Essentially. So they got saved and then became pastors. Like my dad was the youth pastor. They used to run the drug ministry. So we used to do street ministry, like in the middle of Chicago, like out on the west side of Chicago, like praying for drug addicts. Like I'm like sitting and looking back, I'm like, dang, my parents was really outside doing the real ministry.
Yeah.
And then when I was about 14, my dad became like a pastor of his own church. So he ran like a small storefront church that also was a community center. So we just was in church all year round, all day, every day, because we were like the heart of that community. Then they had like a restaurant in there, like a summer camp. So like I always say, like my parents are first generation pastors, so I feel like I had trauma from church, but not because they were like pretty chill. Like I still got to do whatever I wanted to do. I just was worn out because we worked so hard. So by the time I was 18, I was like, y'all can have this.
Yeah,
this is your life, not mine. And so I started like I worked that finish line, and I started saying like I gotta work today. I can't come because I was running the audio. Like my daddy's church was old, so like if you were PK, you might know this.
Yep.
The projector and the thing that stood up and you projected, they use it at your school too. But that's where we did the lyrics for the songs that were being played on the CD that I had to make the set list for the night before. And I was moving the lyrics. It's like I also was dancing and leading the young. It just was too much.
Because you were volunteering.
Because whose church is this? Yours or mine? Like, what is this? Oh, goodness.
So when we say that PKs need a specific type of therapist,
listen,
you have to be very niche.
You need to be able to unpack all of this.
The trauma that we have as PKs is a different type of trauma.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we did not ask for any of this.
None of it.
And literally we were voluntold to do all of it.
All the things. And then like the pressure, right? Like, and I would say a lot of it was internal, right? I think even as an adult, there is still like this idea of like wanting to be good. And then like I'm the child that they had as they got saved. So I really gotta be good, you know? And so I think like all of that, it was like, child, I'm not gonna be good.
It's unnecessary.
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I think like, yeah, all of those things. And then watching my parents give a lot and then watching people like be offended and leave. And it's like, bro, my daddy took care of your 5 kids and you. And now he's just nothing, you know? And then my parents were bivocational. So they both still worked full-time jobs. And then when my dad did retire, my mom was still working full-time. Like my mom ran a business. Like, so I'm like, I seen a lot. And I'm at like in hindsight grateful. I think like being introduced to the Lord at a young age gave me the foundation I needed so that when I did meet Jesus face to face, like I had something to pull from.
So when did you like, how long were you there in Chicago? Like, did you leave immediately? Like at the first, like finish line and we out?
I went to undergrad at Mississippi Valley.
Yep.
My mom was like,
place.
you are not gonna last in no Mississippi. She's like, you ain't never been to, I said, girl, up out of here. Let me tell you. And like, I the Lord really looked out because my aunt moved my second semester of my freshman year. She moved to Memphis. So every weekend, me and all the Chicago kids in my little G6 Pontiac driving up the road, like feed us, give us some civilization so we can survive the country. And so yeah, I did last 4 years there. I love Mississippi Valley. It's like a family. So I did that. Then I went immediately to grad school. I went to Syracuse for grad school. I studied television, radio, and film because I was gonna be a television producer. So that was the goal. And then I was supposed to move to LA right away. So that would have been 2014. And then stuff started falling apart. And I'm not built to live in my car. My daddy takes really good care of me. And I just was like, I can't see it, you know, which that wouldn't have happened. But I think I couldn't risk it.
Because who's trying to live in their car?
Let me tell you. And then who's trying to pay to get back home? It's like, I could just stay. Like, and then I started like, you know, working and doing like little small stuff. Still trying to get in the industry. Then I started working at a church. And I moved to LA in 2018.
Wow. And you're still here. I'm still here.
Listen.
Yeah. Okay, so been in LA since 2018. How have you navigated like finding community here? Because I think people, especially transplants, although you're not no more transplant, but I think people move to LA with a certain expectation of, you know, it'll be like, I mean, how hard could it be? Because it got to be like home, and you get here and it is completely like opposite. Home. Like, so how was it for you, like just navigating community here?
Okay, so I feel like I had a little bit of a cheat code because my friend Randy moved here in 2016 and he just know people. Like, so then also if you from Chicago, no matter what city we in, we always gonna link up. So I feel like naturally Chicago people we gonna find each other and we gonna be like there for each other. So I think like when I first moved here, I lived with Randy for like the first 3 months. So that kind of was helpful. It was jarring because in LA, I don't know how it is now because I'm not on the scene or anybody's scene. I'm like, I be going to places and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. But it used to be like you would go and nobody would ask you your name. The first thing they ask you, like, what do you do? And it was just like, it kind of was like, your value is based off what you could do for me or what room you could get me in or who you know. And that's a different type of pressure, right? Because most people who move here are trying to get into like the industry. I feel like I had a lot of favor when I first got here. Like, there's an organization called like the Hollywood Prayer Network, and it's like believers who are in the industry, but it's not like they up and coming. I'm talking about like David Oyelowo. Like my first breakfast was like a producer's brunch, and we're sitting there with the people who are like head executives at DreamWorks and Netflix, and they're all believers. And so I feel like I got like a foot in on community like that way, because I was very clear that like, because the Lord made me wait, that moving to LA was an assignment. So my focus was different. I was still trying to be a producer, but I was like, I understood I couldn't do it the way I would have done it had I came here a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And then church, like when I came here, I started going to one. And I think like even now, like those of us in the industry is like, if you went to one, you know, like, and so I think that was really helpful, like going to one and then just finding your tribe, but just being careful. And also the next place I lived in a house with like 5 girls, like in Van Nuys, and everybody was like in a different industry. Like, I don't know, you know, KP. So KP was my roommate. My friend Nick West, she's back in Cleveland now. And then Kiki is a worship leader at a church out here. So like everybody was like working, struggling. We all in this house. You know what I'm saying? Some people got jobs, some people got stamps. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I don't got a job, y'all, but I got groceries. I got $800. You know what I'm saying? I got the groceries, you know? So I feel like, yeah, because it's so fickle. You know what I'm saying? So I think like we all chancing it. And so I think like community came organically. Even though you like, you know what I'm saying? You jump in it and you like, I thought this was, and it wasn't that.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. But for the most part, I think finding people like that's also pursuing the stuff you're pursuing, there's an understanding of what we do. And we invite people in, or I'm putting you on because we rock like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think like just being able to find genuine people. But I think for the most part, I did early on. Like I feel like I had a cheat code.
I love that. Because most people don't have that.
Yeah, I know.
And LA is very transactional. So you're right. It's still to this day is, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like that's like in the first, if not the first question, it's the second question.
And I started going, hi, I'm Brenda. Nice to meet you. Cause that's weird. Yeah. Right. And then like, what if today I'm like, I'm a server? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then it just puts all this pressure. That's how people, you know what I'm saying, end up in depressed or on drugs, because where everybody's putting on to be something that they're not. And most people you putting on for, they not it either.
Everybody out here a lie. Everybody a fraud.
And it's crazy because that's not even like LA. You meet somebody who's from LA, they're going to be some of the most down to earth, outgoing, nice, kind people. It's like, it's everybody who came here and decided this is what Hollywood is, and then just started like, it's weird.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, if you really meet LA people.
Yeah. The best,
real
some
ones.
of the best people.
Real
I'm like, okay,
ones.
y'all got like Chicago vibes, but they like hood proper. I'm like, why y'all proper? Like, I love it.
Because it's California.
It is, but it's like hood. And I'm like, you use your R. It's like, yeah, boy.
Definitely do. Okay, I love that. So community organically, ebbs and flows.
For sure.
Being out here since 2018, obviously we've had to navigate dating some kind of way. Pew.
It's like LA is fluid.
And that's scary. Perfect description is fluid.
Thank you.
I didn't even thank you, Brenda. That like you gave it language, because I had this thought this morning. I was like, I'm so tired of like human beings giving up on heterosexual relationships, and their give up is, I'ma just same sex it. Like, who decided that? Like, who decided, like, I don't know. You know what? My last boyfriend, he pissed me off so bad. I like girls today. And I feel like, why is that being like, it's like a thing, because the culture is feeding that through television. Like, they're starting to make it more of a norm.
Yeah, like it's just,
like this is
like
normal.
I don't subscribe to anything, just agency.
It's
I'm
just,
like,
it's
demonic.
It's very much demonic. Hello. But it's literally taking over.
That's wild.
And I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't I don't know if I will. No, I do know. I will never be that mad.
Never.
I'm never. And I done been through some things, you know. No. And I don't know why that is. Well, first of all, that's a lie. You've been thought that, and now your heartbreak has created a door for that's been there to go ahead and manifest.
Yes.
But no, thank you.
Do not pass go.
I will just, you know what I'm saying?
Hold to his hand.
Hold on to it's unchanging because it's unchanging. So no, thank you.
I'm like, what? Okay, so wait. So yeah, tell us, how has dating been for you?
No, I don't even think I date in LA. I have
Really?
okay, so I came to LA off a traumatic experience that I needed to heal from. So I didn't date right away for sure.
Good.
And then I started dating during the pandemic. Well, right before the pandemic, I worked at TBN as a producer on a women's talk show called Better Together. And all the single ladies were like, let's try online dating. And I'm like, I never tried that. Like, nice little experiment. And they're like, let's try Bumble, because Bumble, like, you initiate. I actually don't like that. Like, I changed my mind. I was like, okay, cool. So then I started like the idea of that, right? And then the pandemic happens. And then I started doing that. And then, you know, it was very much like, girl, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to smash. And I appreciated people who were very honest about that. And then I went on my first date, and on his profile, it said like he went to a Bible college. It said he was a PK. Okay, when I got there, he was an atheist. And he also identified as, y'all know how y'all love these horoscopes. He was like, I'm a Scorpio. So that means, you know, I guess that means he was like a freak. And he wanted to express that. And then here I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, sir, that was never going down. But it definitely wasn't going down on the first day of us having coffee quarantined, because we're outside having coffee. And I spent that, and he felt like I should have put in my profile that I was a virgin. And he was like, that's the equivalent if you had 3 kids. And I was like, what? And then he was like, why you not on Christian Mingle? Like, it was very traumatic, actually, because this is my first date since my trauma 2 years later. And I do remember leaving that date crying in the Chick-fil-A park, like, driveway.
Because Chick-fil-A is going to make everything feel better.
And I was like, God, like, is this really my life? Like, is this what you've left me with? Because I'm also not only defending my stance, and like, I'm not just out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, well, let me watch my language, because I already got in trouble. Not to use terms that were not appropriate for a preacher.
This is a safe space.
Using what I'm saying, like, I ain't just trying to be loose, you know, for the streets, right? And so I'm defending that, but also he doesn't believe in the Lord. So now I'm also defending my faith. I'm like, I didn't know I signed up for an apologetics course. I just wanted to go on a date for coffee. And it was really rough. Like, cause he was like, you would have really turned down a good man. First of all, who said you were a good man? He was like, you would really turn down a good man for religion? I said, well, sir, I don't know about religion, but my faith is very much a part of, like, it's my life. Like, my life is governed according to like what I believe. And he's like, I'm saying though, you would really, yes, I would. And I'm walking away. And he's like, I mean, it's not that deep. I said, well, how would we raise our children? Like, what would we teach them? Because they would be very confused. Yeah. And he's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was bad. And I do remember crying in that Chick-fil-A line going, Lord, if this is what you have left me with. And I feel like I fought. Like, I'm like, Lord, I done been through enough. Yeah. So that one was rough.
That is rough.
And then I did have a good date. I used to live in the Inland Empire. So I lived in Temecula. And I went on a date with this guy. He was from Chicago. He lived in San Diego. Okay. We were talking for like a month and a half. Ooh. I had tickets to Alex Isley. Ooh, I'm like, okay.
That's a good man, Savannah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we went to the concert. And I was a little confused because he Ubered. And I drove. And this your city. Why you Ubered? I said, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And we like great conversation, you know, people watching, doing what Chicago people do, you know, talk about people that are coming in while waiting on the concert. And then like, while I'm talking to him, like I hear the Lord say, no. And I'm like, I like him. He's funny. We're the same. He's from Chicago. He was like older. And I'm like, the Lord didn't say that. Like, that's me. And we're on the date. And then he's like, let's go get some food. And I'm thinking like, we're downtown San Diego. Like, surely there's a place here. He's like, nah, like these places closing. Like we should drive and get some food. So we go to like Buffalo Wild Wings and we're sitting there and he starts talking about sex. Like he's been, abstaining for a little while. I think just to see how long he could go. I don't even know if it was connected to anything. And he's like, and I've been watching these videos. So you ain't really been abstaining. You've been practicing, you've been, you've been learning, you've been educating yourself. And he's like, man, he's like, I have some stuff I want to try. And I'm like, what? I'm like, now I haven't been on a date in a while, but I'm like, surely this is not first date talk. And he was like, I'm just trying to see. And I'm like,
see what?
Well, sir, let me help you. That's not gonna happen. And so then I like start, explaining to him, and he's like, dang. He was like, yeah, you can't mess with me. He said, because I'm gonna make it hard. And I was like, is this the Lord like exposing you? Because is this normal? Like this is, I'm like, you are comfortable. And he was serious. He was like, nah, like, I'm telling you, like, and I was like, I gotta go. And so I'm like, so are you calling you want me to drive you home? Okay.
Absolutely not.
I drive him home and, we're saying goodnight. And I'm like, I gotta go. Cause this is not gonna end well. And he's like, man, like it's far, for you to drive. He's like, you could just, he's like, you can come in.
Head on my pillow.
He's like, you could just lay on the couch. I said, I will lay on the side of the road before I come in your house because I'm not gonna leave the way I came. So no, like I will pull over and get out of my car and lay on the side of the road before I come and lay on your couch.
Because who's doing that?
And it's funny too, right? Because I'm like, I also know better in the sense of the things I was like listening to and engaging with prior to hanging out with him were just like creating this lustful like thing. It's almost like lust actualized and showed up as a person. And I was like, gotta be careful with that. And so then like I'm driving home and telling my friends and they're like, Brenda, cut this off. And I'm like, I feel like we need to break up. Like I need to tell him. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, you do not. That man, no, you don't need to ever see him again. I'm like, no, I think one more. I said, that is my flesh. Talk about one more date. Because why? No, cut this off immediately. And that's what the Lord was saying. He's like, this is detrimental to your calling. Because the truth is, I would have had sex with that boy.
Wow.
It's true. And so I was like, yeah. So that was probably like, yeah, I was done with LA dating, like in California. And then like now, like you meet people, but as a person of influence, it gets harder because I'm visible everywhere. So like even when I was doing, like I'm probably still on Facebook dating, I don't use it. Mm-hmm. And one guy matched with me. He was like, I knew you looked familiar. You preached that one. I was like, why would you ever send that? You think I'm gonna respond to this? Was that you could have kept it to yourself. Could have acted like you didn't know me.
They don't be knowing what to say.
And that is a problem. Because immediate no.
Like somebody got to teach a class.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I think for me, I always end up in a gray area because I'm like, I'm not sure if you're actually attracted to me or to my anointing. Mm. And so I don't ever know what to do. Like, because are you wanting me to pastor you or are you trying to date me? Like, so I think where most guys will be like, just relax. It's like, I actually can't afford to play in the gray. Like, I'm not saying you got to ask me to marry you tomorrow, but I think early on, my preference would be that you make your intentions clear because I don't know who's supposed to show up here.
Yeah.
And so you could really be trying to, send me. And I'm like, I don't read that.
Yeah.
You just got to say. And not because I'm trying to put pressure. It's just because I need to know how to navigate this because of the position I hold. Mm. So that it makes it a little bit difficult. So now I'm like, Lord, I think the one who it is, like, he ain't gonna be scared. Mm-hmm. Like, and he'll be direct. Mm-hmm. He'll be like, girl, I'm not even worried about nothing you talking about.
Mm-hmm. Like, you my wife.
Yeah. And I think too, like, I think there is the assumption of like the whole independent thing. Mm. It's like, I'm independent because I have to be, because it's just me. But I actually do not want that in a relationship. I don't want to lead. I have to lead in every area of my life. And I want to be like, you know what? Ask my husband, Brenda, I don't want to think. I don't want to drive. I want to be a passenger princess in life.
I don't want to pump gas. I don't want to take out the trash. I don't want to have to get an oil change. It's just a long laundry list of things that I no longer want to do.
And here's the thing, right? Because somebody's going to be like, marriage is so much more than that. I'm aware of like the kingdom implications in marriage. That's why I'm just don't be out here settling for a ring, because we could have one.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? We could have.
Hello. So for all the deep folks,
that's not what this is about.
Swipe.
But also, as a single woman, I want to be clear on the struggles.
Yes. It's very hard out here.
It's hard. And just natural. I was like, and because the world is falling, I don't think it was the Lord's original intent for me to be single in my 30s.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me that. The way my body is changing and things are, I say it now. Holding it down in my 20s was easy. But my 30-year-old body is doing some things. And I'm like, where are the mothers? Because y'all needed to have been telling us this.
Somebody get the sheets out.
Listen, and I know the mothers didn't know because they was all wedded at 22, okay? But you knew what happened to your body at 35. You could have let a sister know because stuff is hitting different. I'm like, I used to be able to, you know what I'm saying?
Things I used to do, I can't do no more. That's why they say that.
That's
the
why.
Things I used to do, I can't do no more. That applies to everybody, every woman in their 30s.
I'm saying, like, I used to be able to, you know, watch something and then not. I'm like, all right, you got to fast forward
what's
this.
going on?
What's happening?
What is happening? This was a good movie until my body starts.
That's why your flesh has to be surrendered to the Lord. That's not even, I'm like, we laughing, but I'm so serious.
It's serious.
The fight has gotten harder, and I'm like, I don't think it was the Lord's original intent. But because we live in a fallen world and men our age would rather not, it's just like, I don't know.
I'm curious if you, I'm sure you have. One of the things that I experienced in this season of singleness is that a lot of men are intimidated, right? Just like at first, so intimidated to the point where they don't even want to approach.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this the other day because somebody asked me at church, like, Jazz, you always out of town. You are like, do you even, like, how you dating? I'm like, I'm not dating. I said, but it's so interesting that the perception is I'm too busy traveling. Like, imagine being intimidated by me enjoying my life, right? And
but then talk about what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
It's like, but also like, the Bible says he that findeth the wife findeth a good thing and he obtains favor. Imagine being intimidated by the favor on my life when you two can have it.
You saying we could have frolicked together in Switzerland.
We can be across the 7 seas.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think of a lot of things. It's funny that you said that because I only more recently have I started saying like, yeah, like I want to be married. I want to have children. And the amount of people that I say that to, and they're like, really? And I'm like, so because it's not the headline of my life, it's not in my bio, like there was an assumption that I didn't want that. And is it because I'm living my life? Because what would y'all like me to do? Would you like me to stay at home and do what?
They want you to be outside. The people want us to be outside, sitting out there just like, hey.
That's crazy. And I think like the intimidation thing is really crazy because I'm like, and I get it. I think I can also present, you know, strongly. But I'm like, if you just had a conversation with me, like, especially like any guy I ever talked to, they will be like, oh, you're actually really like, yeah, I'm out here fighting for my life. But I'm a girl, okay? I'm the baby. I'm the youngest of 10, okay? My daddy takes, I'm telling you, okay? I'm, you know what I'm saying? Well taken care of. I'm not spoiled, but
I'm well taken care of.
So I'm like, I have no problems with letting you be a man because I don't want to be him.
Yeah.
And so I think it's that. And I remember talking to a guy who just could not believe that I was interested in him. And so it was like, I'm like, okay, now I'm overcompensating. And I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work because you got your own stuff and I can't keep like trying to convince you that I'm interested. I'm here. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, what else? Here I am. What else? Okay. So I'm like, that is it. But I also think like for me, a person to be intimidated by me is a clear sign that they're not the one. Because the reality is all that I am and all that God has placed inside of me gets submitted to my husband and comes underneath. So if you are intimidated, there's no way you can steward it.
Oof.
So thank you for that. And God bless you.
Goodbye.
You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it's like God's way of going, baby girl, that's not it. Because also, as much as I've already accomplished, there are some things that are designed for my husband to call out of me. And if you are intimidated by what you see, ain't no way you can cultivate what ain't seen.
Wow.
And so I think like, I don't understand that. I think what I've come to learn is like, it's a you problem.
Yeah.
Now, can I be a little more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like I do that because of who I am. I do feel like I like inch a little bit. So at least you're aware that I'm interested, but I'm not finna chase you. And
Never.
I'm sorry. I don't want to pursue you.
Let's just have a moment of silence for all the men that want to be pursued. I think that's the dumbest thing. I really do. I think it's so dumb. And yeah, but no, like, who raised you?
No.
Because,
and then, and I'm like, and honestly, you won't last in my family because they don't got it all. All the screws ain't, and they will clown you.
No, for real.
And then clown me for bringing you.
Yeah.
And I don't want that kind of smoke. So no, thank you. Because my brothers, they ain't wrapped tight. None of them.
Yep.
And so I think like, now again, I do think there's a way I can let you know I'm interested.
Yeah.
But then after that, ball's in your court.
Yeah.
And if I don't, and here's the thing, I think like what people were saying, like if he wanted to, he would.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys don't be interested, but they also don't know how to say that. And they do like the attention you're giving them. They do like that you're present and you're available, but they are not interested in being anything more than your friend. And so we also have to do better at stewarding those spaces, right? Because we are desiring, we are too also getting like the emotional connection when he has no intentions of taking this further than it is. And the moment he finds his wife, baby girl, you can hang it up.
Yeah.
And so I think like that's something I learned too. Like, okay, now Brenda, you can't like give too much because you're trying to help and it's like he don't want to be helped.
Yeah.
Because I've also come across people who are very clear about what they want. It's just very clear.
Yeah.
It's very clear. So I think like, being able to navigate that and then also like not letting people make you lower your standards.
That's the one.
Because it's like, because now you're like, well, you 35 now. I am.
Yeah.
And I deserve, you know what I'm saying? And there are like the shallow things that we can go like, okay, I could, you know what I'm saying? But like,
I'm not sleeping with you. If I have literally, and ain't no if. So I'm 37. Okay. I got 2 years on you. Okay. For all 37 years on this earth have been literally saving myself for marriage. Woohoo. Virgin culture. Woohoo. Purity movement, all the things. Used to have a purity movement, all the things. Imagine me being 37 and then deciding on just a rando.
Ain't no way I'm gonna waste it because there were a couple times. Okay,
that it could.
And you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
So why would I now at this current day?
Why? Because if I was going, you know what I'm saying?
It would have been.
There's one on the list. I'd be like, now, Lord,
hello, hi.
If I was gonna waste a sin, okay,
it's gonna have to be Shamar Moore.
You know what I'm saying?
It got to be the cream of the crop.
You know what I'm saying?
Because,
Yeah, that too. And it's like, no, thank you. And like,
but that's the thing about the stand. I think people think because we're getting older that our standards should lower.
Yes,
and I'm like, no, that makes dating so much more challenging because when people know that, they automatically are like, oh, Miss Goody Two Shoes. I remember being at my nephew's birthday party recently, and my brother, all his friends, everybody got kids, and they're not a soul married. And I walked in and they said, so Jazz, when you gonna have kids? You getting up there? I was like, was that really the question? Like, when am I having kids? And they were like it was the thought wasn't marriage. Because none of them are married.
Yeah.
But the thought was, when are you having kids? I said, oh, yeah, I forgot that this is literally like the culture right now.
For sure. And no. And
never.
And here's how I know the Lord. I know if I slip up, there's going to be a kid.
Absolutely
I know.
positivity.
That's because I said,
He's
all
gonna
right.
make you an example.
He said, I'll play with it if you want to. And I ain't gonna hold you like, you know what I'm saying? The Lord has kept me, but some of them years it was fear. So I was like, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the one. Because my mom had twins first time, 16. The guy she was dating, he was going to prison. And she was like, well, I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying, give him some on his way. He said, let me, you know what I'm saying, drop you off double for your trouble. So I have that. Because even though my parents were pastors, my mama would just be like, girl, all right, you don't want no kids.
You don't listen.
Because I think by the time she was 19, she had 3 and married by 21. So she's like, and all she had to say to me was, you have kids, girl, they got to go everywhere you go. You can't go nowhere. And I was a person who likes to go. And that was enough for me. I said, you right.
Because I can't do that. Like, I just.
No. I like to go.
I like my freedom.
Yes.
I like my quiet time.
And it's a gift. Like, I don't be sitting at home twiddling my thumbs. Like, oh. Now, are there moments where I'm like, yeah. And it's usually high moments. It's usually like when things are going well, it's like, man, I really would love to be able to share this moment with somebody. I think those are the moments most when I'm like, hey, God. You know what I'm saying? Christmas too, like, I think is when I start going like, dang, like I'm ready to have my own family and have like my own traditions. Cause I typically do Christmas in LA because it's cold everywhere else.
Hello.
So I'm gonna go to the beach and go to the Grove and look at the Christmas tree with the sun shining and my short sleeves on. And I think so there are like moments where I'm like, okay, God, like this is something that I desire. And I think that I become more aware of it at certain moments. But I enjoy life. Like I have amazing friends. I have a best friend who has 2 children and a husband. And I, you know what I'm saying? There'd be moments where I'd be like, I want that. And then I look at it and I go, in your time, Lord, in your time.
Yeah. It's the thing.
Yeah. Cause like we are out hanging out at karaoke and she's like, oh, so there is like a balance, right? Like I'm good. And then sometimes I'm not good. And then I give it to the Lord and I'm like, whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
So I think like being able to find enjoyment in it and not letting people put their own discontent with their lives on you. Because sometimes I feel like you just want to say something about me because you ain't really happy with your own life.
Hello.
And it's like, nah, like I've been gifted this because the Lord knew he could trust me with it.
That's good.
And being able to shape that perspective, because I also know there are a lot of people who are single who enjoy it and they want to stay single.
They want to stay single.
And I need the church to stop making us feel like we're less than because we don't have somebody, you know what I'm saying, to call our husbands.
Yeah.
Especially when the majority of the demographic of the church is single.
Or
so y'all marriage and family series.
Yeah.
And y'all are the minority. Not knocking the marriage and family series, but the marriage and family series should also include single people.
It should. And not enough churches are doing that anymore.
No. Or singles in leadership. I think that's a huge thing. It's like we want to see representation, right? You want to be able to be like, man, this is somewhere I belong and everybody in leadership is married. Well, where do I fit in?
Yeah.
In the kids ministry? I'm grateful that all the churches I ever served at, like, I've always held senior leadership roles as a single woman.
Yeah.
And a single Black woman.
Yeah.
But I was always the only one.
Wow.
Like, it's like, I'm single. And I don't even think they probably really thought much about that. I think I just was great at my job. But it didn't allow them, it didn't hinder them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or it didn't hinder them allowing me to be all of who I was because I was single. Because I know a lot of people who don't. Like, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I can recognize it when I go other places and I realize I'm not being treated the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's because I'm not married. You think I'm a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's crazy.
Literally
I'm
insane.
really grown. Like now I'm 35. Now I'm really grown. Like I was a kid at 32.
But now
I'm 30. I'm almost 40.
I'm grown. Yep.
I get to say like I'm
you
almost
get to
40.
say that, and it really be true.
So like, and so I do. My prayer is that the more I keep talking about this, that the church starts to go, okay, how can we serve this demographic better? Shout out to One Community Church in Plano, Texas. They have a singles conference. It's their first conference they have every year at their church, and they have like 6 campuses. They have a really big church. And they care about their singles. Like, it's like a conference. Like, I've preached there like 2 times, but then after it, it's like a party, like line dances and speakeasies and games. And I'm like, yeah, because
we want to have fun.
We want to feel like we matter. We want to feel like we're valued, not just for our gifts and how we serve this ministry, but like, how is the ministry serving us? And not singles nights to talk about relationships.
That's good.
But like, can we get some money management classes? Because my God.
Hello, hi.
Okay. Can you teach us how to work on our finances?
Yeah.
Can you teach us like some cooking classes? Okay. Some sewing, you know what I'm saying? Some nice little home economics that we all skip.
How to do laundry, because
I know a few men who do not know how to separate clothes. Okay, my daddy was terrible at washing. He was good at folding, but he would just be putting the clothes. My mom was like, you cannot mix
the colors
with the whites. But I'm saying, right? Because if y'all really want to prepare us, like, make us better people.
That's good.
Like, let's get some mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, not all singles nights directed towards relationships. And we know the dating pool is trash.
Yeah.
But I wondered if y'all gathered us to build us, much better would the dating pool be? Because now we're becoming better human beings. And let's get some actual discipleship.
Yeah.
Like, connect me with a woman who's in her 60s and still single.
Hello.
And let me go hang out with her. I have like mentors. I really love them. I'm like, I love y'all more than my younger friends.
Love that.
Because I think we need that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think if we shift it, it's too much pressure. So I don't even feel right enjoying my life because you keep making me feel like it's missing something.
Wow. And that's not good.
Sorry for my soapbox.
No, that's good. That's good. So obviously you guys know that she's a preacher. Obviously she's an evangelist.
Wow.
We have to talk about like how you got from being a TBN producer, senior leadership on church staff, to touring the globe.
No, really.
Like being the most sought after like preacher. Like how do we get to those bingo cards?
Man, I always say, like, I'm just a girl who said yes to follow Jesus and ended up here.
Wow.
Because I grew up in ministry, I actually wanted nothing to do with it. I would have been a zookeeper. Anything to not...
Anything but it.
And I said, the Lord is just... he has a funny way of like, girl, this is not your life.
Yeah.
And so like, how does this happen? So during the pandemic, I was working at TBN, and I also was the head of production at 1LA. And then, I don't know, like, I was contracted at 1LA, and then they offered me a full-time role. And I heard the Lord say no. Like, but I'm like, this is my church. I've been here. Like, I moved from Long Beach because I was living in Long Beach because it's the middle point of Tustin and Hollywood. And then I moved to North Hollywood. I'm like, the Lord didn't say that. And he was like, 6 months and you're about to be gone. And I'm like, no. I moved anyway. Month 5, I was like, I feel a transition coming.
Wow.
And I was like, I thought I was moving to Nashville. So I go to Nashville, and I feel like I got there and the Lord was like, who said that? Like, and it was funny because like I had this encounter with the Lord in prayer before I went to Nashville. And like in the encounter, I'm like, in my prayer time, he tells me to stand up and to like, I never told nobody this, so here it goes. But like he's like, lay this blanket out, right? He tells me to close my eyes and walk around the blanket. And essentially, while I'm doing that and praying, he's talking, he's like, he was giving me new territory.
Wow.
In that moment, I'm thinking place, but it clearly was not that, because I was only in production. Like at one, I was like hosting the pre-show, but that was the extent. I had a podcast, but I wasn't doing any of this. In the same time, I was on a fast, and I feel like I was fasting with my friend. She's like, God's gonna make it clear. And I'm like, okay. By April, March 29th, I get a DM on LinkedIn from a pastor in the Inland Empire who's like, hey, I know this is like a chance, but I was wondering if you or anybody you know is looking for their next. Like, we're expanding our senior leadership team. And I was like, what? And I was like, this is too random to be random. Like the timeline of it. And then the same time, my best friend's calling me, asking me if if I want to be a small groups pastor. And I'm like, girl, what are you even talking about? She's like, yeah. She's like, I think you in the wrong seat. Like, I get that production's your thing, but I don't think that's where you're supposed to be. And I feel like those two things happening simultaneously was like God saying, like, you've been hiding long enough. And so I go to this church. I don't know anybody, predominantly white church in a conservative, like, you know what I'm saying? Like white pickup trucks.
Wow.
And flags with people's names on it. And I'm like, ooh, all right. And I go to the church. I sit in the service. And God goes, this is where I'm sending you. And I was like, you sure? Because I can count the spots. And he's like, no, yeah, love the pastor. I originally took a job to be the director of comms and experiences. So I ran the weekend experience. I oversaw worship production and communications department. Mm-hmm. So still much a very behind the scenes role. Maybe I started staff June 2021, September 1st, I preached my first sermon. Just like off of, hey, would you want to preach on Seek Night? He says, what do you think about preaching? I said, I don't. And he's like, yeah. And I remember in taking that job, the Lord told me, whatever is presented to you, you say yes. Like I couldn't say no anymore. And I told him that. I was like, I don't really know how I feel about this, but I feel like the Lord is wanting me to say yes to this. I preached my first sermon September 1st, 2021. And I think we all in that moment went, I think this is maybe what I was born to do. Because I had never done that. I'm like, who puts words? And in my brain, I was like, these people are going to get up and walk out. Because I never did this before. And nobody believed it. And then after that, they put me on the teaching team. And then somebody else started posting my clips.
Wow.
Like on the internet, TikTok. And then people started calling my mom, like, Brenda's on the internet preaching. And then my mom tells me, and I'm like, that's odd. And then I post this clip. One time I was preaching, and the night before, the Lord, like, I had this pain in the side of my neck. And so the Lord highlights that he wants to heal thyroids in the service. So like when that usually happens, I'll physically feel the pain in my body, and I'm like, this don't belong to me. And then I'll forget, and the Lord will bring it up. So in the service, I'm Googling, like, is the thyroid in the neck? Like, I don't know nothing. And so then I go up there and I'm like, is there anybody like here who has thyroid issues? And people stand up all over the room. And the Lord gave me a very specific thing to pray. He just said, just thank me for the healing. Like, not all these words, like, Lord, we thank you that by your stripes we're healed. So we, in this moment, we worship you for what you've done, or something like that. And then 6 weeks later, my worship pastor sends me a voice note that her friend was in that service. She said that I touched the left side of my neck, and she had 3 thyroid tumors that were cancerous in her throat. And when she went back to the doctor, 2 of them were gone, and the largest one was too small. They couldn't even measure it. So I like put that together and posted it on TikTok, and then that video went viral. And then I was like, oh. And then my friend calls and says, I had another encounter where like this handprint appeared on my mirror and just stayed there like for months. Showers, cleaning, and whenever it would fade away, it would just reappear. And I was like, man, the God of the Bible still does things like he did in the Bible. Literally. And so I use it in a sermon, and she was like, you need to post that clip today. And I'm like, this one's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? I posted it. It goes viral. Within 7 days, I was at like 20K on TikTok. And it was weird. It was like just random stuff happening. Like, and that was like, I think that also the Lord was doing that because originally a book publisher had reached out to me, but the literary agent wouldn't sign me because she said I didn't have enough like following.
Wow. And
so then I was like, oh, okay, like I didn't want to write a book. Like some girl was just in my Instagram and was like, have you ever thought about writing a book? I'm like, no. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'm just a person who says yes to the Lord, and then he walks me into the things they feel like happenstance to me, but I can tell they're like what he planned out. And so that's how it happened. Like, I just like the Lord just breathed on my platforms. I started going viral. I would go places and they're like, don't you be preaching on? And I was like, Lord, I want to be famous for an Emmy.
Not for this.
I mean, love the Lord.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is crazy. And then 2023, I was at that church and the Lord was like, they were going to consecrate me as a pastor.
Wow.
And the Lord was like, mm-mm. I preached a sermon called Defining the Relationship. And I said, every person that follows the Lord comes to a moment where he defines a relationship if he sees if you're really in it for him. And I was like, and when I think about 2023, I just want to walk with the Lord like Enoch. Bro, why I said that? The 2 days later, he's like, let's walk. I had a meeting already scheduled on the calendar with my executive pastor. I call my mom. Holy Spirit says, call my mom. I call her and she's talking. She's like, you don't really feel like you want to talk. I'm like, I don't. I just called you. And I was like, I can't do this no more. I was like, don't be surprised if I pack my stuff up and come home. And I was like, who said that? Because I would never go back to Chicago. And I was like, she was like, what? And I was like, Lord, is that what you asking me to do? And it was so fresh. I had a meeting in 30 minutes. I went in, talked to my executive pastor. He was like, how's Brenda? How are you doing? And I was like, well, since you asked, I think my time's up here. He said, I have a meeting after this about you becoming a pastor. So the day they were supposed to consecrate me, they commissioned me into what they called itinerant ministry. I had no idea what that was. And I was like, but from context clues, itinerant means itinerary, and I don't have one of those. So, I mean, I get that we need to tell the church something, but I'm finna
let it be true.
I'm finna go. I had one engagement at a youth conference in Birmingham, Alabama.
Nice.
And they booked my flight. I couldn't even do the altar call. It was so tight. It was like, all right, altar call. Somebody else gonna come and pray because my flight is leaving. And then, but from that moment, it just like the Lord started breathing on it. I've never had a post of booking now.
Yeah.
Like people just were reaching out. And then I was like kind of doing production stuff with Woman Evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And then they asked me to do Hey You. And they're like, hey, take on like producing Hey You for the rest of the year. That sounded like something the Lord. I'm like, oh yeah, look at the Lord taking care of me. And I sit in the first meeting and I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. And I'm like, but that don't make sense because I need to be here. And I hear in that meeting Elijah and the widow. So I write it down. I'm thinking it's something I'm going to feed to somebody else. I go to the second meeting. I'm like, okay, Lord, if I'm not supposed to be here, like make it clear. He's like, I never told you to be here. So I had to turn it down.
Wow.
And then 2 days before the event, I'm in Zara and I get a phone call and it's like, hey, Brenda, Pastor Sarah wants you to come and preach at Hey You. Hello? I think you got, I said, hold on, bro, because I got a hair appointment tomorrow. I need to figure my life out. And it was like, the Lord was like, I already gave you the sermon.
Wow.
Elijah and the widow. And then after preaching it, I realized like, oh, I'm preaching my own life.
Yep.
And I'm like, and on the plane there, God says, you are worried about a check and I'm trying to establish you. And I'm like, as a PK, preaching at the Potter's house is kind of like Madison Square Garden. And that would have never been on my bingo card.
Yeah.
And so I feel like just from that moment, God just started opening doors. And I mean, it's what's still happening today. I wrote a book. It's a best-selling book.
Let's talk about the book.
Come on.
Best-selling book.
Come on.
So the person that DM'd you, is this that literary agency?
Yeah, because the girl that was following me, she was just like, hey, you know, I work for a publisher, but it's Instagram, so I'm not really holding like, okay, girl.
Yeah.
So she DMs me and she's like, I would love to continue this conversation with your agent. I'm like, do I look like I got one of those? So then my friend had an agent. So I'm like, hey, these people reaching out, like, I don't know anything about this world. So within 6 months, the Lord breathed on my accounts. I circled back with the agent, the literary agent. I finished the book proposal. And originally, like, I already had a book, like, flushed out, like 8 chapters. I had a chapter written. But then the night before I gave the proposal, the Lord was like, that's not the book. And so he gave me the journey of yes. And I tell her, like, I know this other book looks like it's further ahead, but I really feel like this is the one. She's like, we all agree. And so, like, I'm giving her my numbers. I'm like, look what the Lord has done. And she's like, immediately they signed me. That was in June. By the end of July, we were pitching. In August, I sat down with every top Christian publisher. And then I ended up going with the original, with Waterbrook, which were the original people to reach out a year prior. And so I signed my first book deal, but like at the perfect moment, because I had been a nomad that whole year, just staying at friends' houses
Wow.
and just figuring it out. And then I was able to like sign a lease and move. And I don't know, like I started seminary. I'm on pause with seminary right now, but I started seminary and wrote a book at the same time, which is the worst idea ever.
Wow.
But yeah, like it's just been a journey of just
It's been a journey of yeses.
for sure. And that's what the book is about. Just like this invitation to invite people into this intimate relationship with the Lord. I know it could come across like prosperity gospel. It's not. Like, I'm not saying if you follow the Lord, your life will turn out like mine. Because child, it's also been really hard. But what I can say is like the way that I know the Lord for myself beyond being a PK and beyond growing up in church is like, nah, like I rock with God because he be holding me down. And even though he be inviting me into stuff that be really hard, and I'm like, bro, who do you think I am? I'm like, but I'm gonna come because you know me better than I know myself. So,
but I'm gonna have an Issa Rae mirror talk first
every single time
because
I'm having one right now.
Yeah,
because I'm like, now I done wrote the book. Can we write another one that says living the good life or something? I don't know. My God. Yeah, but I really love God and I'll follow him over a cliff.
I absolutely love, like, Brenda, your whole life's journey is literally a reflection of Christ, like in modern day like terms. Like you literally are made in his image. And I know we all are, but it's good to and refreshing to see somebody that's literally just like has the scent of Christ.
It's, thank you for saying that. Because people say that to me often and I don't never know how to take it. Like I have a really good friend, Crystal, and she says it all the time. She'd be like, you like Jesus. And I'm like,
what you mean, girl?
Like, okay. But she was like, nah, like how I imagine Jesus would sit at the table and talk to anybody and then they'll walk away wanting more of him. She was like, I feel like, she's like, because that's how I feel. And I'm like, it's funny that people say that because that's always my prayer.
Yeah.
It's like, man, God, like whenever somebody encounters me, like I hope they want more of you.
Yeah.
And so like, that's the goal. And also like, you don't gotta be deep. You know what I'm saying? Like I speak in tongues, some people might tell you I can prophesy,
Yes.
but I can also do that conversationally. I also want people to feel seen, even if we don't agree. And so because I feel like that's what Jesus would do.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, thank you for that as a compliment. It's also like, all right.
What is
that? Nah, but it's something I've been sitting with lately because like, this is the preacher part of me. But like in 2 Corinthians 5, it's like about how we've been given the ministry of reconciliation, like reconciling people back to God. But the part that keeps like, I feel like the Lord's drilling into my brain is like, it's as if God was making his appeal through us. And it like makes me want to cry. It's like, man, now I'm making that the standard. Like, if I respond this way, does it feel like God's making an appeal? Like, because there'll be some things I'll be willing to say and I'm like, it's not appealing, Brenda. Like, because when I finish doing what I do or showing up the way I showed, did I make an appeal that says, come back to God?
Yeah.
And so I think like I've been holding that. So it does like warm my heart, especially in such a celebrity like culture. Like that's my biggest fear. Like, and so oftentimes I don't know how to take like people like liking me because I'm like, I don't want you to like me. It's like for real. Like, and sometimes I be like calling it like, you're like, oh my God, like you shaking and all that. You got to go ahead and sit down and take a break. Because the only person who should make you is the glory.
Hello.
And I carry it, but that ain't me. And here's the thing, right? That's our responsibility because we're in our nature created to worship. So if you are somebody that I experience the Lord through naturally, because I can see you, I'm gonna misplace it because it's in my nature to worship. But all throughout scripture, you see, especially in Acts, you see the early church, you see them going, Peter every time. he would be like, why are you impressed? I am but a mere man like you. Like, Peter is my favorite person to ask. Because Peter be like, don't be impressed. Remember that man y'all killed? Every time he had a chance to remind him that they put Jesus on the cross, he was like, that's the reason I stand here. And I think same thing, he meets the centurion man. The centurion man falls at his feet. He says, no, get up. I'm a mere man like you. And I think like it's our responsibility as people who steward influence to always redirect. I know I'm a vessel. I could never do what I do without the Lord. And every time you see me, you should see him. So please be impressed with him and not me. And I try my hardest to live by that because I've seen people who started with hearts like that.
Yep. We know how that story ends.
And I'm like, and I'm watching it going, that could be me.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, Lord, anything in me that desires to be famous, or I live in LA. This is where we come to do that. Yeah. It's like, deal with that because I don't want it.
Literally.
Take this away.
Hello.
Before that.
It's the thing.
No, for real.
Okay, so I like to play a game.
Come on.
I love to play a game with my guests because it's so fun for me to kind of see what y'all will say.
Uh-oh. Nervous.
Okay. This one, we'll call this Would You Rather / Who You Got, because it's going to be a little mixture of things.
I like games.
You know what I mean? Like, okay. So the first question is, would you rather attend Sunday school or Bible study?
Okay. Oh, this is hard. Is this rapid? It's supposed to be rapid.
Yep.
Okay. Sunday school.
Sunday school. Okay, that's good. All right. 9 a.m. service or an 11 a.m.?
Hey, 9 a.m.
9 a.m.?
Oh, 9 a.m.
You trying to make brunch. Okay.
Just get it done. Because the pastors like to show out in the second service.
They be doing too much.
You know what I'm saying? You want to crack jokes? I'm one of them. You want to crack jokes? You want to do all the things? Just give me the work. Good word.
Okay. A New Year's Eve service or all night prayer?
Ooh. A New Year's Eve service. I'm about to host all night prayer. I feel conflicted in my responses. New Year's Eve service though. Watch night services be it, but the real ones.
The real ones.
That start at 10.
Yes.
And go watch the watch night.
Yeah.
We need to cross over. Why
not
y'all having this
not
at
the 7 p.m.s.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they want to be home at midnight and count.
You know what I'm saying? It's the saints, the seniors, the season says, baby, I can't be out in them street in that New Year's Eve crowd.
Okay. Okay. Now we're going artists.
Ooh, okay. This is gonna be fun.
Trinity 5-7 or Wine is Phase 2?
Ooh, this is a church kid question. Wine is Phase 2. We the wine is see. We a godly dynasty. Serving G-O-D. Next in line is me. Oh.
Let me find out.
Oh, I'm a real church kid, okay?
Because
when Wine is Phase 2 came out, I said, we got us a little, okay?
We got us a boy band?
We got us a bop. It was a Christian boy band.
Like, because why do we now get to fan out?
Listen, Wine is Phase 2 all day.
Period.
Yes.
You know what? Side note, if we can just put together a reunion
That's
concert.
what I'm saying. Could y'all please? Everybody else going on tour.
Everybody else going on
tour. We need the Wine is Phase 2. And if y'all want to add CC and Uncle Marvin, just a Wine and family tour, but don't show up without Wine is Phase 2.
Hello. Thank you. That's all we're asking for.
Was Mario in Phase 2?
He wasn't, but we need Mario.
Bring Mario too.
Yep, we need all of them.
I wanna know if you're playing me. It's okay. We can have Mario too.
Bring all of them.
All of them.
Yep. All right, tell the people where they can follow you. Tell the people.
Because I'm really bad at this, and my team be like, "You didn't talk about the book at all." Okay, so first you can find me on every platform at I am Brenda Palmer. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. IamBrendaPalmer.com. There you can purchase my book, The Journey of Yes, The Radical Adventure of Everyday Obedience.
Yes.
And yeah, make sure y'all lock in with me. I have a ministry called Come Alive Collective. We host pop-up Bible studies
on
virtual
Mondays
and in person. We do pop-ups around the country as well. We just had one in the DMV, and we about to drop some news for one in Chicago in January.
Oh.
So I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's what's coming up. I'm working on a new book. I think the people are going to be blessed by it.
They are going to be blessed by it. 100%.
I'm excited. It's time we start having like these, conversations about singleness.
Yeah, for
So-
sure. We're excited. Well, we're going to be staying tuned here at the PK Pod.
I gotta come back.
You can come back whenever you want because we have a time.
It was fun.
We love you here at the PK Pod. Y'all, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and please, please, please help me sell out her book, like The Journey of Yes. Like, honestly, like, we need to go and get that today, not tomorrow, today, so that we are literally a part of the book club and all of the things.
Yes.
And we just want to celebrate and support everybody out here that's literally following Jesus with their whole heart. And Brenda is that girl, period. That's literally the end, no notes. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Jazz. This was fun.
Hey, friends. Thank you for tuning in to the PK Pod, where we highlight incredible PKs who might have a platform, but it may not be the pulpit. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, to stay connected to weekly episodes. We will release it here first. Make sure that you're connected.